Hey guys, how are you? I'm going like this because I haven't vlogged in ages and I don't know how to talk to a camera anymore. I hope you're doing well. Today I thought it would be a really good idea to talk about self-doubt in your art, because I know a lot of people go through this and I have recently gone through a bout of it. Not quite fully out of it yet, but I'm working on it. So I thought it would be good to share what I do to sort of cope with looking at everyone else's stuff and going, it's so amazing, I'm so shit. And also just to make you feel better, I guess, because you're not alone, it happens to the best of us. And yeah, if you've never really thought of self-doubt as something that you're going through, just sort of think about the following things, because there's a good chance that you are actually going through a bit of self-doubt, and this list of 3 things might actually help you sort of identify that. So first thing is, are you comparing yourself to others? I do this a lot, especially on social media, and it's not good, it's not healthy, it sets you unrealistic expectations of your own work. So are you doing that? If so, don't do that. The second thing is, are you obsessing over your social media account, whether that's your following, the amount of likes you get, all that sort of stuff. That is also not very healthy, and I know it's very hard to not do that, especially with all the algorithm crap going on with everything, especially Instagram and YouTube. But yeah, that doesn't help you with your self-doubt either. And the third thing kind of ties in with that, but do you notice yourself making work because you want it to do well on social media rather than just because you want to make it? That's another thing I see myself doing a lot, and it's a massive issue. So if you find yourself doing any of those 3 things, you are probably dealing with some artist self-doubt. And yeah, you're not alone. It's a shitty thing that we all go through. And there's a few things that I've noticed that help me break away from that cycle a little bit. Sometimes it can take a day or 2, sometimes I need like a week, and it's completely dependent on you. You might find that this stuff doesn't work for you, and that's totally okay. But for me, as someone who is quite introverted and really enjoys working kind of quietly and in solitude, doing this sort of stuff to stop me from comparing my work is a massive help. The first thing that helps me kind of take a break from being creative and get myself back into a not self-doubting artist phase is to just stop doing work and go do things that I need to get done. So that could be my laundry, it could be my finances, it could be the dishes, it could be cooking dinner. Anything that basically requires me to use my hands and not have my phone near me is a massive help, and it's also stuff that just has to get done. There's a slight sense of accomplishment doing it, and it's stuff you need to do. You need to take care of yourself. So put yourself first for a little bit and just get all the shitty jobs that you generally put off because you'd rather be drawing up in front. My favorite thing to do on a Saturday morning is to actually get up at like 6:30 or 7 o'clock and go to the local laundromat. It's so dead quiet in there, it's awesome, and I will sit in there, I will read a book, I'll journal, and I'll eat a wagon wheel from the vending machine, because that's my little treat to me, is having a wagon wheel on a Saturday morning. Highly recommend it. Number 2 is get outside. Go and exercise or go see a friend. You don't have to exercise, but I find that walking is a really big help. I work a desk job 5 days a week, so if I give myself half an hour to go walk like down a massive hill and back, I find that my brain is a lot better for it. Catching up with people is really good too. It gives you the opportunity to actually see someone that you've probably been pushing aside. Like, I'm terrible with my friends. I'm like, yeah, we'll catch up soon, I'm available in like 2 weeks, and then the 2 weeks come around and I'm like, I can't. So if you're my friend and I've been avoiding you, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Don't do that. Just go see a friend, go out to dinner, go get a coffee, hang out with people. Just physically get out of the space where you're sitting there like forcing yourself to do work, because it's not healthy and it's not going to help you create stuff. Third thing kind of ties in with the first thing, but do something slow. Do something slow includes things like make bread from scratch, which I did a couple weeks ago. It was so satisfying. Read a book, all the things that I basically suggested in part 1, but allow them to take time. Like, allow things to be slow, allow yourself to feel like you're wasting the day, because I know I get caught up in that. I'm like, I've got to do 50 things before the end of the day. Just let yourself do one really good big thing. That's a massive, massive help, and it'll make you feel like you appreciate the time that you spend putting into your craft a lot more. Those are my main points. Like, take care of yourself, get out and do something, and go slow. Like, let yourself take a week off if you need it, because there's nothing worse than making work and going, oh my god, I don't know what to do. Oh, this person drew something like that, maybe I can draw something like that, and you're kind of feeding off other people's ideas. That's great to an extent, but if it's to the point where you're going, oh my god, my giraffe doesn't look anywhere near as good as that person's giraffe, then you need to step back. You're getting too caught up in it. Like, at the end of the day, you make art because you enjoy it, and if you're making art because you want to compete or compare yourself to other artists, that defeats the point of making work for you. A big thing that I always fear, especially when I give myself a break, is that I'm going to run out of ideas, or I'm going to lose all my ideas. That doesn't happen. Ideas come back. You'll get things in time. I tend to write stuff down. I have this huge notebook right here where I write down all my planning and stuff, and I jot down any ideas for illustrations that come at me at a whim. And then on a rainy day when I'm sitting there going, I don't know what to draw, and I'm teetering on the edge of self-destructive artist comparison, I look at my ideas and I'm like, I haven't drawn that thing yet. I'm gonna do that today. These are some little things that I do that are just completely not like forced upon you. These are things I've noticed some other artists doing to help their creative drive a little bit, and I'm sure some of this is just self-explanatory, so hopefully this helps you. Write an inspiration list. This could be a list of things that you find helps you get ideas back, or lets you kind of calm down or slow down. Dick Vincent did one of these for March Meet the Maker thing on Instagram, and it was so cool. Like, it made me want to do one, so I did do one, and it's awesome. Mine includes things like going for a walk, going out and getting a coffee, using new mediums, things like that that kind of help me come back to being myself in my work, rather than trying to impersonate someone else's work or compare my work to that of someone who's been doing it a lot longer than I have. The next thing, which I'm sure goes without saying, is look at social media less. Like, limit your time on that. There's nothing worse than sitting down to watch a TV show with your partner and just finding yourself senselessly scrolling. Like, turn that off. Put the phone away. Put it somewhere that you will not be looking at it, or, you know, just give yourself a rest from technology. Recently it was the long weekend for Easter here in Australia, and we get 4 days off for that, so I spent a couple of those days out with family, out with friends, just pretending like I didn't have to worry about any illustration stuff, because I didn't let myself think about it. I just gave myself the time to be with people. I didn't look at social media to compare my work. I didn't look at social media to get ideas. I just, like, I would still pull my phone out because it's instinctive. I wouldn't let it be something that I had to do. And then I gave myself the last 2 days of the break to do things like this, film my videos and illustrate and sketch in my sketchbook and put things on Instagram. But I didn't worry about the likes or anything. It was just like, hey, I haven't drawn this in a while. Here's a bearded dude. And I know I mentioned this before, but I'm just going to reiterate, make work for you. Please make work for you. It is so important to make work for yourself rather than for other people to validate it. That just leads to all kinds of insanity, I can assure you. If you like what you're doing, other people will like it in turn. If you're passionate about what you're doing, it'll show in your work. Be creative and be bold, but don't be afraid to be yourself. That's the most cheesy advice I could give you, but it's the best I've got. It works 9 times out of 10 for me, and honestly, by staying true to yourself, it keeps you focused on what you want to be doing, rather than seeing someone who sells cool zines on Etsy about their city and you live in the countryside and you're not very good at drawing comics and it's not really something of interest to you. Do you. You don't have to be like everyone else. That's the whole point of being an artist or an illustrator. Some of the things that I do don't really include just drawing what I feel like. I do things that work for me, like I give myself a day at the end of the month to review the work that I've been doing and just sort of write down a summary of how I've been feeling about my work and what I want to achieve in the next month. I write down all my goals, I write out my ideas for things, and I take my time doing that because it's important to me to be able to reflect and be honest about my work. It also means I can keep things kind of in check with my scheduling. I schedule posts for my patrons and I want to keep them as in the loop as possible about what I'm doing. So having a system that works solely for me, not based on what I've seen someone else doing, is super duper helpful. He's practicing German. The last sort of thing I have to say is it is fine to be inspired by other artists. In fact, I highly encourage it. But don't let another artist's success make you feel like yours is detracted or non-existent. At the end of the day, you're making work and you love doing it, I hope. And that's all you can do. As I said, I'm still coming out of a bad art phase where I feel like everything I make is crap. It'll be fine because I love making my work and I love seeing what other people do. Illustration is such an awesome culture, and I am so excited that I get to be a part of it. So yes, that's all from me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this was helpful to you, even though it was a bit rambly and a bit messy, as all my vlogs seem to be. I'm gonna try and do these things monthly. I don't really stick my face on my YouTube channel very often at the moment, just because I like how quiet and easy it is to put down a camera and paint or draw. But I'm hoping to do this monthly, and if you would like to see it before everyone else on YouTube, you should head down to my Patreon, because I share these videos with them the day before they come out, so you get exclusive early access. You'll also get to see my sketchbook in full view, and I'm going to start doing bi-weekly podcasts to give people updates about what I'm working on and what's been happening in my world. And there's a lot of cool, crazy stuff happening in my world right now that I just haven't told YouTube because I'm just not ready to, but my patrons are totally in on it. So if you want to find out all that cool, exclusive, exciting, kind of terrifying stuff, hit up my Patreon below. And if you are a patron, thank you. I really appreciate it. It's just, I just want to squeeze your faces. Like, it's so nice, so nice. God, okay. I'll leave all my links below. I have an Etsy shop. You probably know that if you've seen my illustration videos. I'm on all the social medias, even though I'm trying to be less so. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week with another illustration video. Bye! I've ever shown the internet that I have this amazing ability to move my nostrils. So attractive. I can't wait to get married.